Hello my lovelies, so great to have you here. Welcome to this tickle tutorial, midweek wrap up. Today I'm going to do something that I've done before, I think a few times now, but I think it's always good to have a little refresher on some basic go-to tickles. So when you're, say, traveling, as I have been recently, or if you're just in a hurry, which I personally always am, just a little go-to option where it still looks really nice, it still looks like you've made an effort, is quite comfortable and will stay put, and still makes a statement. So I thought that that's something that we can always use more of. So if you guys follow me regularly, you'll see that just recently I had a video about this beautiful thing. Now this is made by one of you wonderful followers, which I still can't get over that happened. Somebody sent me this beautiful shaper. So it's got a bit of a padding at the back and then some really nice soft fabric and a non-slip headband. Now what I've actually done for this video is got another non-slip headband underneath. The other thing I very regularly use is different scrunchies to also help with volume and shaping and all that sort of thing. And they primarily look like this one. Something velvet has to go underneath, I've learnt. Whether it's a headband, scrunchie or a shaper, it has to have some sort of friction, and one beautiful thing about velvet is it provides that friction really well. What I found really cool to straight away get a really fun look is asymmetry. So let's say you've got this very plain t-shirt material scarf, which I love, I wear this so often. One way to make it interesting straight away is to put it down asymmetrically. So just make sure it's covering everything. So I've got one tail coming here and the other tail all the way down there, probably about double the length. Straight away I've got a little crisscross effect happening at the front, and I'm going to knot it off closer to the shorter tail. So we got this sort of look where the long tail is now out here and my short tail is here. We've got this really cute twist or knot happening right on the side there, and that becomes your design feature. The other really cool thing I've been doing a lot is fanning out the tail. So you fan this out all over and you kind of get this beautiful kind of draped look. There it is there. You can then take that end, and because it was short, just tack it away to the scarf. That's how it looks. And then you've got this bit. Now you could probably fan this too, but too much of the same thing. So I'm just going to gather it all just so it sits nicely. And I'll take it around the circumference like this. Underneath. And just not to block off any of that fanning that we did, take it back around and hide it in here. So you get this really cool asymmetry. You get lots of features. You get this really lovely kind of creasing on the top. It's not too bulky, it's not uncomfortable, it's very well secured, and you get this kind of interesting look. And you can sit it back further or open up the ear or anything you like with this one. It's very forgiving and versatile, and you've only got the one plain color down. The other thing I've noticed some other ladies do is, instead of folding the scarf over like this to make it the right length, is just let it drape horizontally. So just let it gather wherever it needs to. And that in itself creates a feature point, and it leaves the scarf a little bit thinner. So if it's a bit warmer or you've got a few scarves going on top of each other, so just to avoid bulk, it's kind of a really neat feature. So I'm going to do a front wrap again. By front wrap I mean I'm just crisscrossing over the front to start with. Just like before, except this time I started off with equal tails. And this time I'm going to take the long tail, fanning it out a little bit, going all the way around. And back up here, I'm going to create another knot. So I'm going to tie these tails away. So I've got this really cool double knot. I could leave this out if I really wanted to, but instead I'm actually going to create a little bit more of a feature with it by twisting it into the knots. See how the knots kind of run this way? So I'm going to twist the scarf this way too. And hopefully just look like a continuation of that same feature, the knotting. Okay, and then just tuck it away. So same kind of look around the front. You've got that kind of asymmetrical, almost fringe thing going on. You've got these really cool twists through here. You've got this really lovely loose fabric where it will fall the way it wants to. This is a lovely thin fabric, so it's very kind of poofy at the top, which is lovely. And then you've got a nice feature going all the way around. Again, a very comfortable tickle, very, very secure tickle, and I think it's just creating enough interest where it's also quite a pretty tickle. Okay, same scarf, but this time just folded and equal, just checking. Equal. Okay, this time I'm going to tie it at the back. One thing that's really, really easy to do from this point is just twist it through the top and you're done. But I feel like that's been done so many times. If you do have a bit of bulk at the back, whether it's your hair or a shaper, or you could even just put another scarf in between. Once you're tying this down, you can just shove a little scarf in there to create like a bun kind of look. What we can do with this one is twist it around the bun in opposite directions, obviously. You can tuck away those tails further up the bun as well, just like that, just tucking them in over there. This is another really cool quick look, and it's just so effective. And all you need is when you're putting, if you've got, say, short hair, that's a really good one too. So when you're putting this scarf down originally, all you do is you take a second scarf, create a bun out of it, right, and just place it underneath. And there's your shaper right here. And because this is holding everything down, it'll stay put all day. Now, if you didn't want to tie at the back, that's fine. I've just put this down unevenly and just crisscross, no knot. You can take, holding the shorter one, you can take this longer one and just fan it out all the way across. And then tie it off here. And you instantly get this really beautiful shape at the front and a really beautiful pattern through the fabric. You take the now longer tail, which is down the bottom, and go all the way back around again. And this time, just tucking it in. Okay, you can actually flatten that out quite nicely and you won't get as much of an elevation, but I actually really like that feature. And with this bit, also take it flat, stretching it across and finding a pocket. And then you have this sort of little bonnet thing going on. Now let's pretend you don't have a shaper, okay, and let's pretend you don't have a velvet scrunchie, and let's pretend you have short hair. We can totally work with that too. So all you've got to do is take just your basic scarf. So I'm going to go with this one again because I feel like this would be the easiest one to get your hands on. Now I've just tied my hair up in a very messy bun just to get as little volume out of it as possible. So this is what I was talking about before. You just crunch up a scarf into what would be a bun shape, a little sort of donut-y kind of thing like this, and you just put it underneath. Every single step. That's the blue underneath. It's going to need some fiddling with once it's tied down, but I'm going to do a little knot. I've left very little tail on this side because I want as little bulk as possible. And guess what? There's your shaper. It's nice and flat. It's nice and comfortable. It's very light because I've chosen to use a very similar fabric to what this would be made out of. You can use an even thinner fabric, it's fine, as long as it's holding your scarf or your bun back there. From this point, you can feel free to go for any kind of scarf, even with something like a pashmina, so a thicker scarf. You could easily create a look like you would with a proper shaper. Don't be intimidated if you don't have all the tools. It shouldn't stop you. So we've got a scarf wrapped up into a donut, another scarf holding it down, no proper tickle marketed tools or anything like that, just a normal kind of thing you would all have at home already if you're interested in wrapping. Just crisscross at the back, over the top, nice asymmetrical tie, fanning this gorgeous scarf out. And then tucking this away. You're just fixing it up until you're happy with the shape. And there you go. Really, really beautiful pashmina look. And you've got the nice bun at the back. Got a beautiful design feature. And once again, it's not going anywhere. Even though there's no Velcro holding it down. It feels a little bit less sturdy than what the Velcro feels, but it's staying put. What I've done is I've taken two of these. One's got my hair in like a bit of a flippity bun, So where you just tie a tail the first time and then feed it through, so you've got sort of like a short tail as a result. And you could do that with any length hair, even if you're not feeding it through. As long as you can get one of these on probably twice like that, you've got yourself a little bit of volume. And then I've got a second one on top, creating a little bit more volume. And that gives us this. Okay, you could go a third, you could go a fourth. These are really easy to come by. They're just about everywhere at the moment, and they're not expensive. These were $1.20 each off eBay, but I bought my sister a packet of 2 for $3 at the reject shop. They're very, very available. And now I've seen a few that actually are sort of satin in fabric, and they come with little tails as well at places like Tempt and so forth, accessory stores. I've seen them everywhere. So they should be very, very easy to come by. Now I do have a non-slip headband on, just keeping my hair in place as well. So we're going to go back to the front design. Very symmetrical. Okay, doing 2 knots. Notice how the second knot kind of goes at the back a little. And then I'm going to try and make these tie up at the back. How pretty is that? And all you did was you tied 3 knots. Again, it's not moving anywhere. You do still have enough volume where it doesn't look like there's something missing from the back of your head. But you don't need bulk for this look at all. In fact, bulk makes this look a bit difficult. Okay? The other thing is tying this one off right underneath the bun. Kind of pushes it up and creates a bit better shape as well. And then you've got this beautiful feature at the front, and you can fan it out. You can sort of make it a bit more rouged. You can really play with it and make it your own. And it's such a pretty look. And there it is. That is this week's midweek wrap up. Just going a little bit back to basics and going through a few little easy, quick go-to looks, which, you know, if you're in a pinch or you don't have all the tools or you're in a hurry or you just don't have too much with you because you're traveling, what awesome ways to still have a really good tickle outcome, a really comfy tickle. It won't give you a tickle tantrum. They're so simple, and they look like they're not. And I think that was the main thing that I want to achieve today, is just with a little bit of asymmetry or a little bit of an extra twist, knot, feature, you can actually achieve so much. And the fabrics tend to be the main feature. You know, let them ripple, let them gather, let them do what fabric does, but stay in control, stay firm, and you'll get a beautiful tickle. Thank you so much, lovelies, for coming along on this journey with me. I love playing with scarves. I just get such a thrill from coming up with the new designs and everything, so I'm so glad that you can come along on this wonderful experience and hopefully get something out of it too. If you have a second and you haven't subscribed already, please do. And if you would like to leave a comment, I would love to see what you have to say, what you thought, if you've got any tips as well. Like as well, hit the like button. It lets me know that you've come by and you've seen the video. And if you wanted to see more looks, they'll be up on Instagram. Wherever you are around the world, lovelies, I hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!